All right, now we're rolling. So yeah, this is our government security policies weekly group discussion, and we thought we'd hit record. I wanted to talk through one of our issues for planning breakdown. Oh, I need to share my screen. I forgot that I'm not host, so let's see if I can share. Looks like I'm good. Can you see the doc?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And didn't tell me or ask me which screen to share. All right. So yeah, I wanted to talk through this epic allow scan policy selection of default branch, all protected branches, and all branches. And then there's the related epic speaking to branch exceptions. That would be kind of a prerequisite or requirement to be able to enable this feature. And let me find that epic. And yeah, Dominic, I know you've already been through this, so I think you're pretty familiar, but just to share some background on this for those who aren't as familiar, what we want to be able to do is to allow users to apply policies to all default branches. So today, you might specify an individual branch like main or master, and then maybe the way that your team operates, there's some inconsistent branch names that are used as default branch. So if we allow the option to select default branches when creating a policy, that will kind of catch any cases. It'll help to prevent kind of the circumvention of some of these policies as well. So that's what we're wanting to achieve there. We talked about essentially adding the default branch option and then the requirement for branch exceptions. And what we kind of landed on there is the ability to specify the branch name under exceptions when that would cover any branches that match that name, or you can specify using an object the branch name and the associated project that branch belongs to. And so in this case, what might happen is say a developer or a team marked one of their branches as protected or like unnecessarily they kind of classified it under protected. We could actually include this exception to make sure that they can actually go back and unprotect the branch and they're not going to be taken in under that policy. On the design side, you'll see we just have the option for any default branches added. And then I don't know why this isn't as large. Let me see if I can refresh. I think everything on this design is accurate, except for we decided we don't need the branch ID. So I've asked to get this removed, but just for sake of demonstration, you'd be able to type in test or the project name and have the options appear here to kind of specify an exception in the UI itself. I think that kind of covers everything that we wanted to include in these two epics essentially. Any questions?
Yes, just to clarify, branch exceptions are handled in its own epic, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, I think we kind of had some discussion that kind of crossed into this one, and then I had the other I listed the other epic here. And so I've updated this one to also include that example, but specifically we'd be talking about this option and then the branch exception design that I was just showing. I'll link that up in this epic as well, so it's clear. But I think we can move this from design to planning breakdown as well, and then work on kind of getting these two epics ready for development.
Yeah, I'm refining them actually right now.
Okay, perfect.
Also to clarify, branch type, the key, and branches, the key, they are both mutually exclusive, meaning you can only specify one. But branch exceptions can be combined with both, right?
Combined with both is in like you could list a name and then an object in the same list. Yes.
No, I meant branch exceptions apply to both the branches listed as well as to the branch types listed.
Oh, that's a good question. Like, could you say branch exceptions all or protected? I'm not sure I follow.
If I recall the thread correctly, then we said that a branch listed as an exception always takes precedence over branches or branch type. Meaning if I specify branch type protected, for example, and I explicitly exclude the master branch, then the master branch will always be excluded despite it being protected.
Gotcha. Yes, yeah, that does make sense. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll try
Yeah,
to
good.
take down some of your questions. Let's see how you were putting. So branch types are mutually exclusive. Maybe I'll just do. Any other questions? If not, we can move on to other discussions.
There's a point for me, but it was already answered by Sashi, so we don't have to spend too much time on it. Just to like TLDR, I noticed that when I updated one policy, it changed the last modified for the other two, and I found it a bit unintuitive. But yeah, looking at the code, it is taking it from the repo. From the last commit. So I guess there's not too much we can change there. And the column still makes sense if we are inheriting policies from parent groups.
Got it. Yeah, no, I've actually heard some feedback on that point as well. So yeah, maybe not super critical right now, but something to keep our ears open for. And the other one I had is this bug we were discussing here. Let's see. Yeah, we've kind of been back and forth, and essentially we've had a customer who has been unable to run policies in a particular project. Like we've covered a lot of other kind of edge cases, and for whatever reason, it seems like they'll go and add themselves to merge and push rights for that project, but we think it's some other issue, but they've gone back and removed themselves from merge rights to kind of test that theory, and then it breaks again. So I don't know. I think Sashi's really got the latest information on this. He's asked some questions to the GitLab team. So I was trying to get a little more of an idea here. I think it's just kind of, it seems strange that this coincidentally would come up multiple times where the user's giving themselves merge and push rights to this project and things are working. And then they remove the rights and it fails. And it would have happened. It would have been a coincidence twice if that's the case. So yeah, I don't know if anyone on this call has more insight. We can continue to follow up with Sashi as well. yeah, I'm trying to decide like how best to kind of guide the customer. If there's something that they can do, is this something that's fixed for them for now, but we'll address it, across the board soon, or do we really have more to explore here? Yeah, any thoughts from the two of you? And if not, we can carry it forward async.
To the bug, I also don't know. So from my side.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Well, any other topics?
From my side, nope.
Okay. Well, thank you for hopping on. And yeah, if you have any more follow-up questions on the scan policy selection, default branch, etc., yeah, just feel free to ping me on those.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.